right.
However you...
Uh, I guess welcome to the WeGD podcast.
Is that light going to be an issue?
What, behind you? Nah,
Yeah.
you're
No, you're
fine.
good.
Nah,
Alright.
you're fine.
Welcome to the WeGD podcast. This was impromptu.
Yeah.
Like last minute.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I'm gonna quote a friend of mine. I don't know if you know this, but there's some stuff going on in the world right now.
I'm going to stop you right there. I know for a fact he does not have a friend. So I don't know who the fuck he's talking about,
Wow.
but he is lying.
Shots
I don't know if
fired.
you know this, but there's some stuff going on in the world right now.
Is there?
Yeah.
I hadn't noticed. Hadn't noticed.
No,
so
do tell.
we haven't really been able to get together physically. So we decided we would try this. I hope this goes well.
I do too. I think it's a nice alternative. Since we don't like do this outside of the only time we ever see each other is when we like meet on Sundays to record and shit like that. So
We're not
for
actually
us,
friends. We just hang out.
No,
we just hang out one day a week.
More
No, they're
like
employees.
tolerable acquaintances.
Tolerable
They're-
acquaintances.
They're
yes.
volunteer employees. They're doing this for college credit. That's all.
Both of you
But,
assume I'm going to college.
I'm the
You
worst
went
intern.
once. But yeah, no.
A
So I mean,
semester, that counts.
it does count. But yeah, so we we haven't seen each other in a couple of weeks. For anybody who like obviously watches our other channel, Cats on TV, I put up a video explaining like that we didn't really have the means to record other stuff at this moment, but we kind of figured out how to at least kind of jerry rig this situation. So obviously I'm good because I have the main setup here. Josh has his setup, which was pretty okay because he uses it for doing D&D online, and
I
Devin's
just
on
got
his
my
porch. Devin's on his porch. Devin's on his porch with a phone, and he's good to go. But I mean,
it works.
it's doing the job, honestly. That sweet Apple technology got your back.
I'm not gonna lie. I've been looking at my camera and I'm like, wow, that's actually some pretty good quality.
Yeah, it's not bad at all.
It's
Yeah,
not
'cause
bad. I mean,
I've never.
the lighting's a
actually-
little harsh, but
I mean, what are you gonna
I
do?
could. Hold on. Let me. What does it look like if I turn it off? Yeah, now that light's gonna be an issue.
Yeah, turn the other one back on.
you know what? Just turn your camera off. I don't even want to look at you anymore. I'm done.
So I haven't. None of us have really talked to each other in a couple weeks now.
No, not really.
Not
Honestly,
really.
This is the most social interaction I've had in the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, no, same. I mean, I see Casey maybe once a week if I'm lucky right now, and yeah, pretty much all my social interactions have been through Animal Crossing and like the audio on Animal Crossing through like the Nintendo app. So
I
Yeah, I haven't seen
Not-
Monica in 3 weeks.
not for me. I've been at work.
that's why he has a mustache.
I'm the only one of us right now who's still at work because I'm considered an essential employee. So
Yeah, I know. Somebody actually considers him essential. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I
it's
I
the
was
first
caught off
and
guard
last time
myself.
in my life. So
I was considered essential, but I'm a diabetic, so they're just like, you're in the high risk category. Go home.
you are. I forgot about that. Yeah, you.
Yeah,
So
it was like me and 3 others who were in the high risk category, so they were just like, yeah, go home. I was lucky enough to get put on admin leave, so I'm still getting paid.
oh, nice.
which is
And
pretty
I-
great. Yeah.
Yeah, and I actually this kind of made me feel like wanted and loved for once, unlike you guys.
Yeah,
who make
right.
me feel that way. And
Yeah.
they were doing their wellness checkups, and they call me like every other day. It's like, hey,
Aw.
how's it going? Do you have any symptoms? Do you need anything?
That's really
They're
sweet.
just
We
making
didn't
sure
do
you
that
haven't
at all.
killed yourself.
None of us did that to you.
No.
So, but I'm gonna do that now. How have we all been? What have we all been up to? Let's do this on hard mode. Let's do this without talking about coronavirus. Let's just catch up real quick.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like we kind of just did that, but we can do like a little round table real
Yeah,
quick
little
just to fill in the
round
gaps.
table. Yeah.
All right, well, you go first. You go first. I'll go,
Sure.
and then Devin can go.
I'm a little overworked, really tired. I've been putting in a lot of time at work, but other than that, I've just been trying to just relax. I don't have the opportunity to just sit back and have free time often.
You never. I feel like you haven't had that since like before this started.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of free time ever.
Whenever we would get together to record, the 2 times you showed up,
before all this happened, yeah.
Before all this happened,
before the Fire Nation attacked.
I was busy as hell, yeah, and I've stayed busy.
You would sleep until 3 PM and show up around 4.
Yeah, and that's how I feel right now.
I feel like nothing for you has changed.
Not really. It's just a little bit more stressful. Other than that, I'm pretty good. Been trying to. I have been reading a lot. We'll get to one of the things I'm reading later. But one of the other things I'm reading is I'm trying to learn all the rules to Shadowrun, which is a tabletop game.
Yep.
It's D&D, but cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk D&D, because this is the first time hearing of it.
Yeah. You came out what, like last year?
No, Cyberpunk's been out for a while. Cyberpunk's been out since like the 90s, but this is 6th edition.
It's that far?
Yes, I'm reading 6th edition.
Oh, I thought Shadowrun was like a new thing because when we got it at work, it seemed like it was the first.
You got 6E in at work, I'm gonna guess.
I'm going to assume it's 6th edition. It's been out for a while.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know that the book we had was 6th edition. I just saw that it was.
Yeah, is it this one?
Right. Yeah, that's the one.
Okay.
That's the winner.
Yeah, if you can't tell, Devin, that's a troll holding a grenade launcher.
It's on my phone. I can't really see it.
It's a troll holding a grenade launcher. And an elf casting magic. It's a lot more complicated than D&D though. It's
how complicated?
D&D runs on a D20 system. Shadowrun is a D6 system.
So what does that mean?
You're rolling like 8 D6s for anything, and then like only picking the 5s and 6s, and like that's based on a percentage. It's really complex, but the world of Shadowrun is really cool. It takes place in like the year 2070 or something. There's trolls and dwarves and orcs and elves.
Well, it's good to know that we're gonna make it to 2070.
Yeah,
right now I really wasn't too sure. I'll be honest.
There's
Dude, that's only another 50 years.
One of the former presidents of the United States was a dragon. Like, because dragons are just like political. You can be like
just picture 50 years from now and we have Blue Eyes White Dragon running the country.
I want that so bad.
Dude, Vice President Baby Dragon.
But yeah, you can augment yourself with cybernetics, you can cast spells, you can be a street samurai. It's excessive and really kind of dope. So I've been trying to read the rule book. I picked it up at PAX this past PAX.
Oh yeah,
PAX 2020. Along with all the books for Pathfinder, but I haven't even touched those yet.
I feel like we kind of diverged a little bit from how
let's go to Artie. What have you been up to? Devin, we'll do you last. I like to save the best for last. I like to save the best for last, Devin.
What was that, Devin? It sounds windy over there. What's happening?
Yeah, it was a slight breeze.
Oh, okay. A slight breeze? It sounds like a fucking monsoon. What do you mean?
A slight breeze.
It's a little windy!
Goodbye!
Oh shit. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, so I'm still in class. For anybody who watched me play Mega Man Maker, this is gonna be kind of a rehash for them. But so I've been school for me is still going. This is my second to last semester for college, and it's still going, but it's all online now. So I'm just kind of doing both my classes online, and then most of my other time is spent sleeping, eating, and playing Animal Crossing. That's about it.
Monica's also kind of the same way, since she's in school and all of her classes were canceled.
Yeah.
And then eventually she was just like, oh, hey, everything's online now, except she's going for vet tech. So she has her animal handling and restraint, which is all hands-on.
That's the problem. Yeah, there are classes, unfortunately, for a lot of people doing I guess you could say technical vocations like that that have been like, you know, they kind of got the shaft on this one. I mean, like, even for me, like, graphic design is, you know, it's not super in-person kind of thing, but the problem that I'm running into is that this whole semester is about package design, and when you're dealing with package design, that's a physical media, so I can't like show things in person and everything else. I have to like send my professor pictures, and I do like video chats with him and shit. It's not ideal, but I mean, like, it does the job, I guess.
Is it low-hanging fruit to mention that you just talked about showing your professor your package?
Well, it depends if it's cold or hot. I mean, then it could be low hanging or it could be high hanging. I don't know, huh? What about you, Devin? Besides living outdoors and growing a mustache.
You know, I haven't been inside in days. It's just the great outdoors. Which I joke about that, but majority of my time I have literally spent. I wake up, I brush my teeth, and I get in my car. I go to Dunkin', I get a coffee, and I isolate myself in a parking lot away from other cars, and I sit there for hours playing on my phone. That has been the last. Just crying. That has been my last 3 weeks. No, but when I am home, I'm just mostly catching up on a bunch of video games that I have that I just never got around to playing because I'm either too busy working or editing for the channel or going over to record for the channel. But now,
real quick, after this section, we're going to talk about what video games we've been playing. So,
all right. Well, then
if you want to segue right into that,
I mean, that seems like a good segue. Yeah.
Yeah.
Devin, you start with video games then.
Since we're already there.
So at first, I was playing a shit ton of Minecraft because like I had nothing else to do, and then I delved into a project that spiraled out of control. I sent a picture to Artie of it.
Yeah.
I started with a small wooden tower as like a survival base, and it was next to an abandoned village. I was like, oh, I'll rebuild the village. So I did that. And then I cured a few zombie villagers, and then iron golem spawned, pillagers attacked. So I was like, all right, well, now I got to wall everything off. And it just fucking spiraled out of control. And now it's like, it was all in creative. And I was like, wanted to start a small survival base in creative from if you've seen everything good over there already?
Yeah. Josh asked me a question, and I don't have an answer for him.
Okay, that's fine. I'll start making
Josh asked me, I didn't want to put him on blast, but he was like, Artie, does my butt look big in these jeans? And I told him, bro, I can't even see your ass right now. You're sitting down. I don't know what you want from me.
No, I asked him, do you know how long we've been recording? Again, we're new at this.
Yeah, no, I have no concept of time. I should have kept time. I thought you were, this was your baby, man.
Yes, I know. Shut up.
But yeah,
I have it now.
Okay, all right.
So you started with Minecraft, Devin.
Yeah. That just turned into it just spiraled out of control of me just being in creative. It's like I don't even want to go back to it and play regular survival because I gave myself too much because it got out of control and I just started building and I was like, all right, well now I don't actually want to play on this server anymore.
No, I know what you mean. I mean, even every time I've ever played with like Casey and stuff like that, sometimes she's like, "Oh man, this would be a lot easier if we use creative." I'd be like, "Yeah, but here's the thing: creative is a slippery slope where like you start using it and then like you don't stop. It's like crack, you know?
Yeah, you just give yourself too much and then it just doesn't become fun anymore.
Exactly. Yeah. So
if you become a god, do you truly want to give up the powers of a god?
Exactly.
So yeah, I've been taking a break from Minecraft and I started playing Gears of War 5 because I got that for Christmas, but I never touched it because I've been too busy. So currently I'm playing. It's on pause right now in my room because I'm just enveloped in the middle of the story right now.
Yeah.
But yeah,
how is Gears 5?
What's up?
How is it?
It's definitely fun. There's a lot of new features in it that I really enjoy.
What did you and I play? Was that 4?
We played the previous one.
Okay.
But it's the story is, oh my god, not to spoil it, but it's pissing me off right now.
In a positive way or a negative way?
If it's making him mad, then it's good. That's the way I look at it.
No, it is good. If a story is able to give me any kind of emotion, it's good.
If something can make me feel.
So yeah, and so between that and Artie, I think you know about it. I've told you before, but Josh, do you know Seven Deadly Sins?
Yeah.
The anime. So they came out.
Oh, not the anime. I know the biblical Seven Deadly Sins. I don't know anything about anime.
Yeah, sloth, greed, sin. Yeah, I got you.
No, it's the anime Seven Deadly Sins. They came out with a mobile game, so whenever I'm out crying myself to oblivion in a parking lot, that's what I've been playing, and I'm pretty.
You're playing Oblivion in a parking lot?
No, yeah, it's amazing what phones can do now.
Yeah, wow, that's crazy, man. Yeah.
But that's what I've been playing.
Nice. I guess we're going in reverse order here.
Yeah, you can go next.
All right, cool. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, like I said, been playing a lot of Animal Crossing. It's the first Animal Crossing title I've played, so it's a new experience for me. But I mean, I think, it has a lot of the same features that I dig about like Minecraft that I can kind of do in here because I'm in post game now. Like I've already gotten KK to play and all that for the concert.
Can't you literally terraform your island?
Yeah. Yep. Which is what I've started to do.
Yeah, I haven't even gotten that far.
Yeah,
I got. What did I do? I can build the stage for No, I didn't even build the stage. I built a campsite.
Yeah, there is no stage. I don't know. I keep hearing people talking about stages, but there's no stage. I don't know why. I've seen multiple people talk about that.
It's because Casey thinks it's a stage.
It's not a stage. It's the center of the fucking island. It's like where the town hall is. He just performs there with some stools.
People keep calling the campsite the stage.
Yeah. Oh, because they think it's because they're not reading. I gotcha.
Yeah, that's what I did. I didn't fucking read it, so I thought it was the stage. No, I built the campsite, and then I haven't really touched it since then.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, like I said, I've just been doing that, terraforming and stuff like that. Nothing crazy, because it would be cool to get my island to a, 5-star, but, I don't know if it's going to happen. But I'm just kind of just keep playing it until I get bored of it, and then I'll probably move on to either, one of the other games I have, waiting for me to finish playing, like Zelda, or I've got the Treasure Trove Shovel Knight edition and all that. So,
yeah, I still haven't played that.
Are you talking about Breath of the Wild? That Zelda game?
No.
Link's Awakening?
Link's Awakening, yeah. Yeah, I think I'm a third through that or something, and then I was playing that, and then Animal Crossing came out, and then I kind of picked that up because I wanted to ride the wave with everybody, so I could experience it at the same time. But yeah, so that's about it for me. Just kind of hanging and banging and playing different games.
So as for me, I'm always playing 5 games at once.
I can't do that. I can only focus on one game at a time.
Yeah, I'm not good at that at all.
Nope, I'm playing 5 games at once because I always do. So I'm playing Animal Crossing, obviously. I'm not as far as Artie or really anyone I know. I'm about where Devin is. So don't feel bad, Devin. We're in this boat together.
Yeah, but you also have a lot of money.
I have a lot of money, yes.
I kind of have a lot of money too. Right before they
I have a lot of Nook miles too.
Yeah, before they got rid of
the box.
You can.
Hey.
That's what Josh did.
What did he do?
The item you put an item on top of a box and have somebody rotate it and it duplicates it.
Oh,
is that not what you did?
Is that not what you did?
What did you do?
I transformed you use the Nook miles to go to a random island.
Yeah.
I transformed that island into a tarantula spawn.
You did the tarantula one. Okay.
Okay, that makes sense.
But they patched that, so
Did
it's
they?
much harder.
Oh, I didn't know they patched out making.
Oh yeah, they patched it either last Monday or the week before.
Oh, that sucks. I didn't know about that.
I think it was last Monday because I know someone in my D&D group was doing it.
Yeah.
That was actually the last time I played was the day before they patched it because I terraformed an island, turned it into a tarantula spawn, filled my inventory with tarantulas, and waited for forgot the guy's name, but he sells bugs. Flick.
Yeah.
I was waiting for Flick, and then the next day showed up, so I do my usual routine of crying in a parking lot. And I saw that on YouTube, somebody gave out an update of Animal Crossing saying that they fixed that. So I was like, oh, well, fuck.
Yeah, that sucks. I didn't know.
And that's when I stopped playing.
It's almost like they don't want us to have fun with this game. But I did the item duplication glitch real early on, like the first week it came out.
Yeah, no, I haven't heard about the duplication glitch.
Yeah, well, it doesn't matter now. But originally, you would put in an item on top of a box and have one person spin the box and the other person pick up the item. And what would happen is the item on the box would not get picked up, but you would have picked one up, duplicating the item.
Yeah.
So
Wait, so as the character, one player spins it and the other character picks it up simultaneously?
Yes.
Yep. And then it would show you picking one up, but there would still be one on top of the box, and then you'd have one in your inventory.
So if you do that with something like gold nuggets or something, then
it's harder to do with gold
expensive.
nuggets. The best things to do it with are tarantulas, but I didn't have any tarantulas at the time, so I ended up doing it with a Nintendo Switch that you get mailed to you at the beginning of the
that's
game.
expensive.
The
Switch
Switch
like
they give you
30,000 or something, isn't it?
Yeah, it sells for 3,200.
32. Okay, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
So,
I still have. Oh, well, there goes my light.
Well.
Hey, motion activate. Ah.
So I did
Don't
that
stare
at the beginning.
directly into it.
But I've been playing Animal Crossing. I've been playing a game called The Sinking City, which is what I was just playing before we started, Artie. It is a game based on the Call of Cthulhu tabletop game.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
It's very eldritch horror, and it's like a detective game. It's pretty cool. It runs like shit on my Switch, but I don't care. I've been playing Darkest Dungeon again.
Darkest Dungeon.
Because
that sounds familiar.
It's one of my favorite games. Darkest Dungeon, it's a roguelike dungeon crawler.
That makes sense. Yeah, that does check out.
But it's got elements of Call of Cthulhu stuff in it because I just like eldritch horror.
Yeah.
It's also fully narrated by a guy whose voice sounds like gravel falling. It's amazing.
Gravel falling.
Yeah, I love, and the lore for the game is really cool. The characters you can get for your party are really cool. I've also been playing Mortal Kombat 11 just to play it. I'm pretty good with Joker. Spawn, unfortunately, I'm not good with. The one I'm really excited for is I'm playing Earthbound again.
Oh, nice.
So a couple years ago at PAX, I picked up a book called the Earthbound Handbook, Travel Eagle Land the Earthbound Way. The Earthbound Handbook. So what it is you can read through the entire thing, and it's set up like a handbook, a journal of someone in universe. So what I've been doing is I've been reading it chapter by chapter, and I'll read the chapter and then complete the chapter in Earthbound. So it's very, and it also comes with like scratch and sniff parts for different parts of the game. So
scratch and sniff.
Scratch and sniff is it's a very Earthbound tradition.
That's so weird.
It's been a very different playthrough of a video game, more interactive than any playthrough of a game I've ever done.
I get that.
So it's been different and fun and interesting. I'm a fan. So that's all I've been playing, I think. But that's not all of what our podcast is going to be. So
we're working it out here, folks. We're
doing it live.
Yeah, you gotta work with us here. This is a dry run.
So Artie suggested that we go through Ask Reddit and come answer some Ask Reddit questions ourselves. So that's what I spent last night researching. So the first one we're gonna do is this is posted by user Don't Ask
Who
Me.
the fuck is launching fireworks?
Go home. Like, what are you doing outside? Go home.
It's Easter. What? You don't launch fireworks on Easter? Oops, broke the fourth wall. It's Easter, guys. Hi.
So the first question I have is by user Don't Ask Me for Feet Pics on Ask Reddit. The question is, what is something about yourself that sounds totally made up but is 100% real?
Ooh. Wow,
that's a good one. So I've had the chance to think of these.
I was going to say, I think most of these will let you answer first.
I'll answer first because I've had the chance to think of these.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you the story about how I found out hell was real. This story is 100% real. This story is 100% real. But it sounds ridiculous.
Dev's going to have to light a cigarette for this one.
So at the time, I was working for the auto parts store, and I was delivering.
It was during the war.
It was close. I was working for the auto parts store. I was delivering for them. It was winter time. It was snowing. I get asked by them to go to the post office to go pick up some stamps because it's the beginning of the month. And I was like, yeah, sure, I'll go do it. So I get to the post office, and there's a line. It's not a small line, but it's not like out the door. So I go stand in line. In front of me is a UPS guy. All of this matters. No, sorry, not UPS,
Oh.
FedEx.
No, never mind. He doesn't matter. Forget him.
Yeah, fuck it.
A gift from
So-
Zoom. Oh, hey, thanks. Zoom was
Cool.
just like, hey, you're running out of time. And I was like, am I? But they were like, but we removed the limit. And I was like, okay, thanks.
So
Sorry about that, guys.
I'm sitting in there waiting in line. The woman who is at the post office talking, doing all the orders is just talking to the person at the front of the line, and no one's moving.
Yeah.
She's just talking, and there's
Yeah.
one person. So I'm sitting there, and I'm pretty annoyed, right? And then the phone
Turn
starts
on!
ringing. And then the phone starts ringing. And then the phone keeps ringing. And whoever was on the other end of that phone really wanted to get in touch with the post office because they kept calling back. So now the person at the front of the line is talking and the line isn't moving and the phone is continuously ringing. So then the person in front of the FedEx guy starts talking to me. She's an older lady, I'd say in her 60s, 70s, gray haired, and she's asking me about my life. And I'm telling her at the time I was in college and everything. And she is now talking to me. Now, I don't know if you know this about me, but I don't like to talk to people.
Wait, you? No.
So
no,
she's
social butterfly.
she's continuously talking to me about how her grandkids are in college and she is really happy for them. And oh, where do you go to college? Oh, they go to college here. Just keeps talking, will not stop. And I'm very much not wanting to be a part of this conversation. Will not stop
hold on,
talking.
hold on. So is that the hell?
Oh,
that
no,
you
no. This is not where it stops. So right now,
Because-
Oh, wait,
because
there's
to me-
more.
Because to me, that already sounds like hell.
So right now I'm standing in line. The line has not moved at all. There is the lady at the front is still talking to the same person. The phone is still continuously ringing. This lady is now talking to me about her grandkids that I don't give a fuck about. And then suddenly I hear from behind me, "You want to fight, bitch?" So I turn around because obviously that's what I'm going to do. There's a guy who's staring at the floor talking to himself, obviously schizophrenic.
Oh, no. Oh, my God. This is...
So I'm standing in line. The line has not moved. The lady at the front of the line is still talking to the same person. The phone is ringing. The old lady in front of me is not picking up on the hints that like, oh, I don't want to be a part of this conversation. Behind me is a schizophrenic man who is getting more and more agitated, thinking that someone in this building wants to fight him, even though he's not making eye contact with anyone. And then the FedEx guy and I both look at each other and then both walk out. Because I go back to Napa and I go, I'm not getting paid enough to do this. You guys aren't getting stamps today. And that is the story about how I found out hell was real.
Holy shit. That's outrageous.
And that
dude.
sounds like a fake story. That 100%
Yeah.
happened to me.
Yeah. No, dude, that's... Oh, my God.
So again, to go back to the question, what is something about yourself that sounds totally made up but is 100% real? And the fact that how that's about me is I know that hell is real.
See, the smart thing for at least me, I can't speak for Artie, would have done was to think of an answer during that story.
Instead of just listening to the story.
You
but
would think that'd be the smart thing to do. However,
But no, that was...
I was enthralled.
I was enthralled with that. Like, how...
Someday, if I do stand up, that's going to be a part of my routine. I'm going to spice it up, though.
All right. I guess I kind of something along the same line. So one more time, just give me the prompt just to make sure that what I'm thinking about is
Something about yourself that sounds totally made up, but is 100% real.
about myself that sounds totally made up but is real. Okay. I mean, yeah. So I guess in that same vein, it's like I don't know something like super specific about me personally, but in that same vein as like your story, I work retail, so obviously I experience a lot of unique individuals.
You also work retail at a hobby shop.
Yeah. So so that's a unique experience. But one of the weirdest experiences, and I think Devin, I'm pretty sure I've told this story before, but is I was at work one time and we have a thing called the $3 bin, and it has just like, weird shit that isn't really worth like putting in a bag and pegging somewhere worthwhile. And kids like going through it and shit because it's loose toys, so they play with them and fucking whatever. So there's this little girl there doing it. She's playing with the toys and stuff. Her mom's like texting on her phone or whatever, and we're all just kind of hanging out, doing our jobs and stuff. It's like a super light situation, and then all of a sudden, just like silence, peaceful. All you can hear is the TVs, and then all you hear is this little girl go, "Mommy, where do babies come from?" And I stopped, and I just stared because like I knew like one of my coworkers had heard it as well. So I just stopped and stared at him, and we just stared at each other, not knowing what was gonna happen next. Because it's like I've never actually been a part of a child genuinely asking that question. So I didn't know. I was like, man, what is gonna happen here? Like, and I don't even. The mom just like glazed over it, and I was like, I wanted her to answer. I needed to see, like, I wanted to see how that like would shake out, but like I had where do babies come from? Blue balls. Like she didn't resolve it, and I was just like, come on, like.
Oh.
But dude, I was like. It just like same situation. Like it just sounds like something made up for that like for a sitcom or some shit. But like when it happened, I was like, holy shit! Like I've never seen that before.
My favorite part of this story is the world stopped to make sure you heard it.
Yeah, dude, it really was like one of those moments where just like everything stopped. Like the TVs just like basically were like, it was like the TVs must have been like. Like a DVD was just ending and it was in the credits or some shit. The carousel was in between songs. Like it was just like the stars aligned for perfect silence for this little girl to ask this question to her mother. It was a fascinating experience. But yeah, I think because like I said, I guess it's the closest I can come up with on that topic because I don't have anything crazy about me specifically that would be hard to believe.
All right, Devin, your turn.
Please,
did you think about something that time?
Something.
What?
Did you think of something?
I don't have anything crazy or anything.
His
like
life's
that.
boring.
Yeah, basically, the closest thing I could come up with was when I was like 14 or 15. The arrogant teenager years where we think we're fucking indestructible.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for you to grow out of it. I'll be honest.
No, there was so you remember where the Burger King used to be right next to where you work?
Yes, there used to be a Burger King in the mall that I work in, yes.
Yeah, and now it's replaced with
Johnny Rockets.
Johnny Rocket,
yes.
Yeah. But it used to be a Burger King.
That is correct.
And so when I was 14 or 15, I was hanging out with Dean. Mm-hmm. He's been on the channel a few times.
Yeah.
But I was hanging out with Dean. And we were just waiting in line at Burger King's. We were just like, hey, we're hungry. Let's get some food. So we went in line.
As you do, food. Yeah.
Yeah, as you do. And we were sitting next to the counter waiting for our food. And some guy with a teardrop tattoo underneath his eye.
Oh, no.
Oh boy.
No. Here we go.
He just... I don't remember the exact specifics, but he was giving the woman over the counter shit over something. And... he just kept talking. He kept talking shit. And he turns over to me and Dean and looks at Dean. And he goes, fuck are you looking at? You want to go? And he just like starts shit with Dean. And like we did nothing. We're just sitting there waiting for our food so we can leave.
So I wonder, is this the same guy from the post office?
This guy didn't have a teardrop tattoo.
Yeah, I was like, I feel like this could be the same guy. I'll be honest with you.
So he just started shit with Dean, and he kept running his mouth. And already knows this. I'm a very calm, cool-headed, collected individual.
Oh, absolutely.
So naturally, I turned to him and said, dude, if you don't shut the fuck up, I'm gonna drop you. So yeah, that's my crazy story. Is I threatened a man with a teardrop tattoo.
Nice.
But
Okay,
Angry
so
young man.
And it's a very, very anticlimactic ending because we got our food and we left.
that's a smart thing. You're 15.
But yeah, that's the craziest thing I can think of is threatening a man with a teardrop tattoo.
I mean, that's up there.
I thought of something else. I mean, like, I don't know if you want me to say it or not, but I did actually think of something. So one time in high school, this is a pretty short story. One time in high school, I was we had this thing called advisory. I don't know how other high schools work out.
Yeah, we had it too.
But no, I know you did. I just don't know.
Oh.
People might be listening, but there was a thing called advisory. It was like a homeroom in like middle of the day-ish.
They did it in the middle of the
wasn't
day,
that
so we
like
wouldn't skip it.
Yeah, exactly.
Wasn't that the 15 minutes of we went to a classroom and did nothing?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So and after advisory, one of those days, my advisory, our teachers didn't give a shit what we did, so we would just be in the hallway playing hacky sack and all kinds of shit like that. But at one point, it ended, and I was on my way to my English class, and Devin's gone dark. I'm going dark.
I'm getting really sick of these automatic lights.
Just keep moving.
Stay animated.
Yeah. But and there was for some reason there was a desk out in the hallway. Some kid probably got in trouble, and the teacher was like, "Take your desk and shit out in the hallway," because for some reason that's a punishment. I never understood that. But
taking your desk and going out in the hallway.
Yeah. So I sat in that desk, and then proceeded to ask a couple people, "Hey, you want to carry me to my class?" And so they did. And 4 gentlemen grabbed each corner of the
strapping
desk.
young lads.
Grabbed each corner of the desk and carried me down 2 long hallways to my classroom, brought me into the classroom, put me down still in the desk, and then walked away.
Hold on. So where was your advisory?
I can't say exactly. It was in the regular
Do you remember what wing?
Long hallway going to one of the shorter hallways. Point being though is it was a decent walk, but they carried me all the way there, put me down in the classroom. They leave.
But it was the same level. I'm assuming.
Oh no, there wasn't stairs. No, God no. I would not trust people to do that.
Because our school had 2 stories.
Yeah, so did I. I'm telling my second one right now. Josh is unamused.
No, I'm good. I'm checking something.
But yeah, so then they just put me down there, and the teacher just looks at me and is like, "You're gonna go put that back, right?" And I was like, "I mean, yeah, but it was an experience. I'm not gonna say no." When I jokingly say, "Hey, carry me to my class," and 4 guys
not expecting.
I mean, I'm not gonna spit in the face of that. I'm gonna take the opportunity. So yeah, that is a thing that happened.
Yeah, teachers didn't like me. I have a lot of
anger
shit I did in school. There's a lot of stuff. No, there's one story that I can never top. I don't think anyone could ever top. It's what Dylan did.
I don't know if that's your story. I don't know what story it is, and I don't know if it's your story to tell. You might have to put that one on hold.
Well, let's put that one on hold.
No, I'm not gonna.
Okay. Because I don't know what it is, so I don't want to.
It's what he did in the auditorium.
That is not making this any better. I don't know what it is. Stop talking.
Let's put that one on hold. We're gonna move on to a different Ask Reddit. This one is going to be.
I thought you said Ask Reddit, and I was like, I didn't.
We're gonna go on to a different Ask Reddit. This is by user Journey333 asks, "What is a good starter video game for a middle-aged man who has never really played before?"
Ooh.
And I think that the big thing for me is a middle-aged man. I think that it's almost easier to come up with games for women who haven't played before than men. This is a hot take.
No, you know what though? I can't necessarily disagree with that. Honestly though, I think if I was to say anything, I would try to go with something that is one of those games that basically is very simplistic in its style and teaches you everything that you need to know about it within 5 minutes. And the best example of that is Super Mario Bros. First one, It teaches you every mechanic you need to be able to play that game within like the first few screens. You understand the entire game. Like it's very simple. It's literally hold the button to the right and then like hit A. That's it.
And jump.
It's like you've got basically 2 buttons and you learn everything you need to know about it just by playing the first level.
Yeah, and
So-
in a kind of similar vein, the first things that came to my mind were they remade Spyro and Crash Bandicoot recently,
Pretty solid choices, yeah. Same thing.
which are also one's a 3D platformer and one is a 3D collectathon, and both. First off, the remakes are great.
Yeah.
I know that Insane Trilogy got some flack, but at the end of the day, I really liked it.
I heard there was some hitbox issues and such. But
There's some hitbox
yeah.
issues, but it's not the end of the world. And then with Spyro, that game was a really, really well done game. So
Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
that having remakes like that, and those games aren't expensive. It's I think $40 for each, and
you're getting
it's
3 games.
3 games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're lucky, you can do what I did. I got them on sale. God damn it. But you can do what I did, and I got them on sale for $15 for all 3. Turn on!
Just waving around like a fucking idiot. Holy shit.
I got the Reignited Trilogy for $15.
Yeah, see, like that's what I'm saying. $5 each, like for $5 on for each of the 3 games. Like that's not bad at all. But yeah, so I think that's the thing is like you definitely have to. You want to choose a game that's approachable because if you try to throw them into the deep end by being like Skyrim, it's like I don't know. It's a hefty game.
And I think that like Nintendo games for the most part.
Okay, Skyrim is a big game, but I wouldn't necessarily say it's a difficult game.
I wouldn't say it's difficult. It's a lot if it's your first game. You know what I mean? If that was literally your first game to play, that seems like a lot to be throwing at a person.
It almost puts
It's also a very difficult question to ask because everybody has a different play style. Everyone has likes and dislikes.
Yeah, but see, that's what I. Basically, the way I'm looking at it is in this instance, the man has never played a video game in his life and he's middle-aged. So you have to basically assume he does not have a play style yet. So you have to start him with the basics. You know what I mean? Like you got to walk before you can run kind of thing.
Yeah.
So.
Maybe I've never played any myself, but maybe any of the Lego games?
Yeah.
I have played a lot of those
are fun.
and those games are really approachable and really fun.
Yeah, they're fun. I mean, they're very forgiving with the way you play and everything else as well too. Yeah. So I mean, I can definitely get down with that. I mean, I say Super Mario Bros. 1, but like that. But realistically, I guess you could just say really
any of the Super Mario games.
Any of the Super Mario games in the main core. Any of the side scrollers. I wouldn't include like Galaxy or any of those though.
Yeah, I think that I think that most Nintendo games are pretty approachable, but this generation of Nintendo games have definitely been a little bit on the more difficult side.
I think it's
like
because
Breath of the Wild is a lot.
I think it's because they're realizing that even though that they still have a child-based market, a lot of the people who are buying their games are people who have grown up with them. So it's like, you know, they kind of try to stick
They're
to
pushing that nostalgia factor.
Yeah, they try to stick with like the making games that are still approachable to children but still appeal to adults. Like how they make certain cartoons on like Cartoon Network. It's like same thing. It's like they know that ideally a lot of it is going to be kids, but they want to make it still be enjoyable for adults.
It's Adventure Time.
Exactly. Adventure Time, Steven Universe, shit like that. Gravity Falls, like, you know, that's Disney, but
I love Gravity Falls.
But you know, that kind of shit, exactly. Like they want to make it approachable to a wide range of people. So, but yeah, I think
I
that
don't
is
watch
true.
much TV anymore. So a lot of these things I've heard of, but I've never seen an episode of.
I got you. I mean, they all just actually like they're silly, goofy shows, but they just occasionally tackle like more serious subjects.
And the humor can hit everyone.
Yeah. It's like those jokes you never got in old Pixar movies as a kid, but then you watch as an adult, like when Mr. Potato Head takes his lips off and shoves them against his own ass. When like somebody's like complimenting Woody, it's like, you know what I mean? Like you would never get that as a kid, but then you watch as, you know, like, ha, he's a kiss ass. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
that kind of shit.
Or even things like
you question how they got away with it when they came out with it.
Yeah.
Even things like Finn calling things mathematical are just fun.
Yeah,
like that's
silly,
enjoyable for everyone. It's just silly.
Yeah,
and there are the Lego games can really fit that niche.
They do. Yeah, the Lego games are very approachable in that aspect.
So, yeah, and then I have one final question.
Okay.
I'm gonna grab a water real quick.
Okay.
Oh, geez, we'll just wait for Devin to get back.
Oh, hey, look at that! I'm back.
Oh yeah,
Well,
he
my
has.
water's in my garage.
Yeah, they're in the
which is
garage.
2
Yeah.
feet away from me.
So the final question I want to ask is, what are some good internet rabbit holes to fall down during this time?
Internet rabbit holes.
Internet rabbit holes.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
easy one. Just go to YouTube and you'll fall down one eventually.
Just
So,
put on
okay,
autoplay.
I fell down one kind of recently on YouTube, actually. So I've been watching a guy play a modded playthrough of Dark Souls games.
Okay.
And what's that like?
Did you think Dark Souls was hard before?
Oh, Jesus.
It makes them so much harder. There are things like increasing the boss movement speed, removing bonfires, which bonfires are save points. Things like I saw one playthrough, and this is the one I really recommend that anyone can enjoy. It's a playthrough of Dark Souls 3 where all the weapons and items are randomized, so you don't know what you're gonna get where.
Ooh.
But they also ran all the dialogue and all the item descriptions in the game through a translator and then translated it back to English. So it's all just gibberish, and it sounds like everyone in the game is having a stroke.
So quick question. I've never really played a Dark Souls game. So you said it's randomized for weapons. So does that mean weapons in the game are in set locations? Like if you come here, that's the weapon you're going to find.
So most enemies drop set weapons, and if it is an item on the ground, it is a set weapon. You know what you're going to get when you're going into certain places in the game.
And now, do those weapons all scale in level, or could you get like could you literally start the game and beat a guy and then immediately have the strongest weapon in the game because of this randomizer?
Yes, because of it's randomized. But
so
again,
it sounds like the randomizer
weapon,
makes it easier.
It could
make it easier.
Any weapon can be pretty powerful eventually, though. But for example, to upgrade your health potions, you need what's called an Estus shard. He didn't get an Estus shard until halfway through the game.
Jeez.
Because they were not dropping for him. They were not showing up for him. And so he had to work off 3 health potions at a point where most people have like 10.
Jesus.
So how common and how early on can you get those shards not modded?
You can get them pretty easy. They're spread out pretty consistently. But for him, they were not showing
up.
For
randomizer, that in that aspect makes that much more difficult.
Much more difficult.
God, that's crazy, dude.
So and that's one that anyone can watch and enjoy because of the randomized text.
Yeah.
So there's no set ways to farm anything. Okay, I can see how that could make that harder.
Yeah, there's no set ways to farm anything. While you can totally get good items early on, you can't upgrade them without other items. So you don't know where those items are going to be.
So it's turned into a game of chance instead of strategy.
And then you need to have strategy on top.
Yeah,
of
it's like just the worst combination, unless you happen to have incredible RNG luck.
And it's really interesting and really compelling to watch. The YouTuber's name is Prod, Prod, and it's a Dark Souls 3 randomized playthrough. It was really hard, and the YouTuber's really compelling.
Interesting.
He's really funny. Anyone else have any ideas for internet rabbit holes?
I mean, I always find it interesting to find like older like YouTube channels, or like whether they be like, you know, more like streamlined specific things where like, you know, they do commentary videos or whatever, or, you know, even musicians. But I like finding ones like that sporadically and then deep diving into the information about them and kind of like finding out if they're still active, why, if they are active, what are they doing now? If they aren't active, what happened? Or what are they doing now? You know, that kind of stuff. Like one that I had shown Devin and a few other people in the past. I don't know if you're familiar with it, Josh, but it was a band called Mars Argo. And I'm
familiar.
Yeah, I showed you. You'll know it in a second. So I found this band. I was like, this band's pretty cool. I wonder if they're like, you know, still active and stuff like that. And then I start falling down the rabbit hole where it turns out the main guitarist in that band and the lead singer were dating. His name was Titanic St. Clair, and they broke up and that basically ended the ban because he was like manipulative and like abusive, whatever, blah blah blah.
Oh, okay. I remember this
Yes,
conversation.
exactly. And then what it turns out is he ended up dating Poppy. And you're familiar?
Poppy, like the YouTube
wait,
weirdo.
were these those fucking weird videos that you and Jamie or you and Casey
The
were
ones I was showing
us?
you. Yes, exactly. So he ended up dating Poppy. And what's interesting then is that if you look it up on YouTube, there's a video where everything about Poppy is stolen from videos and concepts that he had created with his ex from Mars Argo. Like, it's like side-by-side video clips showing that everything that he made for Poppy at that time was basically like carbon copy from stuff that he had done when he was with her on her channel. So it's very interesting stuff. And now that now he has also, or rather Poppy has broken up with him since then for basically the exact same reasons, saying like he's like manipulative and like just kind of crazy. But yeah, like I said, there's a video out there. I can't remember the exact name, but if you look up like Mars Argo Poppy, like I'm sure it'll show up. And it's just like you see instances from both of their catalogs of videos where it's just like straight up the same thing. And it's like basically like Titanic was basically taking Poppy and shaping her into the same person. That's weird. Yeah, it was a very weird instance. And like, so I like kind of doing those because, you know, sometimes you don't get like great results. It's like, oh, okay, this person just, you know, they just stopped doing YouTube or whatever, or they moved on, whatever. But in instances like this, you find that gold mine and it's just like, you're like, oh my God, it's just a crazy story. Cause I mean, like legal allegations and everything with this shit as well, you know, lawsuits and all kinds of crazy nonsense. So I kind of like falling down those ones because, you know, they're hit or miss, but when they do, when they hit good.
Yeah, my rabbit holes just consist of anime fight scenes.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, well, it's how I also find new animes to watch, especially now in these dark times where I'm running out of shit to watch.
Dude, it's so dark, the light don't even stay on all the time. Sometimes it just goes off. And then Devin's just sitting there in the dark, flailing his arms. It's crazy.
Oh, which speaking of which,
yeah, let's
don't turn off
just in case.
Yeah, but yeah. So when I'm in the parking lot and I'll like either play my game or I'll watch YouTube videos, and I'll just look up fight scenes of animes I've already seen, but like they were so good fight scenes, I want to watch them again.
Yeah.
So like I'll click on like the new Dragon Ball Z movie that came out.
Was that the Broly one?
Yeah, the Broly one.
Yeah, the fight scene. I went and saw that movie in theaters. Those fight scenes were amazing.
Beautiful. So the funny thing is the movies are beautiful, but then you go to Dragon Ball Super and it looks like garbage.
I mean, that's just unfortunately how it goes with any of those movies. I mean, even when we went to go see My Hero Academia, even when we went to go see My Hero Academia, I mean, that movie definitely looked better than the actual anime. It's just it's the fact that at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure they're different production teams. Like when they're making those movies, it's, you know,
yeah,
and they have way more time to make it.
Time.
Yeah,
they have much more time to make the movies.
So
that's the rabbit hole I go down is I'll watch fight scenes. Like yesterday, I was in the parking lot and I was just like, you know what? I think I'll watch the Gogeta versus Broly fight again. And then I watched it, and then the next recommended was another Dragon Ball Z fight.
Yeah.
And then I watched that, and then it was of another anime that I've never seen or heard of before. So I was like, all right, I'll check that out. Yeah. And I'll base my opinion on that anime based on that fight scene.
I mean, it makes sense, especially if the base of the anime is going to be about fighting and stuff like Dragon Ball Z or My Hero Academia, then yeah, I mean, you can, I don't want to say like judge a book by its cover, but you can judge an anime by its fight scene. You know what I mean? Like if that fight scene's good and that's the intention of the anime is like a fighting anime, if that scene is good, then odds are it's a pretty solid show. Like same with One Punch. Like before One Punch ever got an English dub, like I had seen a clip going around Facebook of like him trying out for the Hero Association, or not the Hero Association, but whatever it's called in that. But anyways, when he was trying out for that, and I mean like
no, I think it's called the Hero Association.
Okay. But yeah, so like him trying out for that, I saw that clip floating around on Facebook like with just subtitles at the time, and I was like, oh my God, this is incredible. Like I was like, I can't wait to watch this.
what I actually found, how I found One Punch was that rabbit hole was him versus that alien god
Oh, okay,
from the
yeah.
first
The
season.
purple dude with the one eye. Or
Yeah,
blue dude.
yeah, that guy.
Purple, blue.
And he was just like, "This armor restrains my power, and you've unleashed it." And he's just like, "Okay."
Yeah, dude.
And
That
I was
show's
just
so
like, and I'm
fucking
just like,
good.
and I'm just like, "This is hilarious. I love
Yeah.
this."
No, yeah, it is true though. I mean, like, at the end of the day, yeah, you probably can pretty much judge an anime like based on its fight scene. If its fight scene's good, odds are it's a pretty good anime. So I can definitely get down with
And
that.
it's also a show called One Punch Man. He ends all his fights in one punch. So at that point, you're not watching for the main character Saitama.
Nah.
I'm watching now for everyone else's backstory. Like, I am much more invested in Genos than I am in Saitama.
Yeah, no, I get that. I mean, and that's what they did with the second season. The second season is all about building relationships for him and stuff like that. So I get that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
like
yeah,
that.
I can definitely see how you could like use that rabbit hole definitely to your advantage.
Yeah. I'll even do the same thing with not so much video games, but Let's Plays.
Yeah, I'll do that sometimes. Yeah.
But I'm very picky with my Let's Plays.
No, I get that.
Yeah, I'm picky with my Let's Plays too. I only watch certain people.
Yeah. Usually.
At this point, I really only watch Oni and Super Mega.
Yeah, I get that. Speaking of which, Josh, did you see the?
Yes.
Oh my God.
What he's about to mention is Psychic Pebbles' Adult Swim series.
It's not like greenlit for a series yet, but it's a pilot. Yes.
My favorite part about that is they got Mike Staclosta from Red Letter Media, which is another one of my favorite YouTube channels. Yeah. If you don't know them, they do great film reviews and they're very VHS era. Mike Staclosta plays the suicidal guy in that.
Yeah.
And it's basically
what's it called? Smile Friends? Is that what it's called?
Smile Friends, I think.
Yeah,
but
I believe that's what
it's by Psychic Pebbles, and it's really, really good.
It's by Psychic Pebbles, which is one of the guys who always hangs out with Oni on a lot of his Let's Plays. He's the guy who kind of talks like this.
Yeah, actually, it's pretty good.
And Oni actually did. He was one of the animators for it as well, which is cool.
Yeah, Chris O'Neill did all the music for it too.
Yeah. So and it's insane. I mean, if you like the weird shit Adult Swim makes, you'd like this. It's very in that same like wheelhouse of like their super super weird shit. So I hope it gets picked up for a series because man, I'm in.
Yeah, I am too. It was perfectly weird and. Psychic Pebbles' voice is a gift.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I told when I was talking to somebody else about it, like usually in Let's Plays, his voice can sometimes be a little like hard to understand, but you could tell he's tried to speak clearer for this, and it shows. But it's good.
Have you also, speaking of internet rabbit holes, there's a compilation video from Oni Plays going around of Psychic Pebbles doing Donald Trump impressions.
No, I haven't seen that, but I'll have to look it up.
He does such a good Donald Trump impression.
You know, it doesn't surprise me though, because you kind of have that like nasally voice.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know what I mean? Like he kind of has that like. Bleh.
He does such a good Donald Trump impression. He does such a good impression. Someone on the H3H3 podcast called him to do the Donald Trump impression.
I think I've seen that clip actually. Yeah, I think I've seen that floating around Facebook, but. Oh man, yeah, no, definitely. Go check out Smile Friends. It's like a one. Was it like 15 minutes? I think.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah,
long.
it's like it's on Adult Swim's website. If you want to check it out, it's really funny. But
it's pretty great, and I was just so happy that I got to see like Mike Staclosta have a name in something other than Red Letter Media because his voice is really funny. Yeah, and he's just a really funny guy.
Yeah, no, it's pretty good. It's pretty solid.
Other than that, I have those 3 questions lined up.
Nice.
And then I think we're pretty good.
Yeah, at least
for time.
Because I know, I don't know where we're at right now, but I mean,
we're about 15 minutes in, and I ignored the timer for like 15 minutes. So
okay.
Or sorry, we're about 45 minutes in. I ignored the time for like 15 minutes.
Oh, that's one hell of a gap.
That is
a
big
difference there.
It's a big difference. But yeah, so that sounds about right. Yeah, I mean, any closing thoughts?
Stay safe.
Devin?
Just stay safe. Try to keep yourself entertained in some way. Otherwise, you'll go nuts. Yeah. Maybe take a drive to a parking lot and cry.
to those essential employees out there, I feel you. It's awful. We'll get through it.
Solidarity.
We've been sacrificed by society, but we'll get through it.
Have you guys seen that the fucking picture of Lord Farquaad? It says, "Some of you may die."
Yeah. That is a risk I am willing to take. Yeah, that's what I feel like right now, but we'll get through it.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, the biggest thing, guys, is just do your part to get this done as soon as possible. You know what I mean? Because if everybody takes it sincerely and like treats it as a serious issue, then things will get resolved a lot faster. As opposed to,
our governor said, knock it off.
Knock it off, dude. That is the best. I loved it. So
they're selling it on T-shirts now. They raised $20,000 for coronavirus.
I thought about buying it.
I did too.
I really thought about buying it, but yeah, like honestly,
I don't keep updated with the news. I just been going on the website to keep updated on numbers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So what had happened was she during one of the press conferences literally said, "I keep seeing people out and about. Knock it off."
Yeah.
It was just all she said. That was the whole thing. She was so done with it. Yeah. She mommed us all. So she said,
"You couldn't have waited like a
closing time."
So they started selling T-shirts that say "knock it off" on it, and they raised like $20,000 for corona relief research already.
I just think it's interesting to me how like all of this is going on and like how done.
I'll get it, Devin.
Oh, hey, you got it. Thanks.
It's just really funny to me how like so many politicians at this point are just like so beyond done. Like, dude, I've seen so many things of like, people like in Italy, like different like Italian mayors and like, shit like governors, mayors, whatever, even here and everything else. They're just like, they're so fucking done with people. Like even Bernie Sanders, like at one point, like before he said he was done campaigning just recently, somebody like asked him at like a meeting. They were like, "Oh, so what does the coronavirus and all this mean for your campaign?" And he just straight up is like, "I'm dealing with a fucking crisis." He's like, he was just so done.
I don't got time for
dude, he was so done, and like it's
according to
there's a lot of like other people I've seen that same situation. They're like I've seen like videos of mayors and governors going out to places and be like, "Hey, this is my city. Stop playing volleyball and get the fuck in your house." Like
it's so great.
I love it.
Yeah, it's like my dad is big into politics. Like he watches debates and interviews and shit like that. And I guess he was telling me, because I don't, it just pisses me off and I don't bother watching.
Yeah, no, I feel.
But he was telling me how I guess there was an interview with Trump. And somebody asked him, is like, "Oh, did you know so and so?" Some Democrat, I guess, was slandered you on Twitter. And Trump's reply, I don't know exactly what it was, but basically in a nutshell was, "I don't care. I have a pandemic I'm dealing with."
It's true. It's like sometimes like the press is so odd sometimes, man. Like the way they try to like bait things out of you. It's like, dude, if that is the most important thing right now, really?
What colored suits do you like to wear? I don't care.
Yeah, like oh man, but yeah, honestly, like at the end of the day, yeah, guys, just do your part to keep everybody safe, because even if you might not get sick, you could be a carrier, and carriers can make other people sick. And
that's why I've been spending so much time inside. I'm essential. I still have to go to work, but like I haven't gotten sick yet. I'm pretty sure I'm a carrier.
Well, that's the biggest thing now. That's why they say for everybody to wear masks at this point. Not that I want to keep going on like make this the whole thing, but that's why they say at this point for everybody to wear masks, because previously it was wear a mask if you know you have it. That way you're stopping the spread. At this point, they're saying wear a mask because assume you have it. Because at this point, assume you have it, and I get it. I get it.
Stay safe.
Yep.
Stay smart.
Yep. And
we'll all get through this together.
Absolutely. And if you liked this, let us know, because I mean, this wasn't super hard to set up, and I think we all kind of enjoyed this. So if you want to keep seeing more stuff like this, let us know. And if you have specific questions or things you might want us to talk about, let us know that too. That'd be really helpful. Because otherwise we'll just keep using Ask Reddit, because there's some interesting shit there. But yeah, so just talk to us. Let us know what you want to see, and we'll try and do what we can with within the limitations that we currently have.
You can reach
Josh,
us
you enjoying yourself?
at WeGD on both Twitter and Instagram. At it's WeGD on both Twitter and Instagram.
And I mean,
So-
also in the comments, you know, if you
yeah, I guess you could comment.
if you say anything in the
want.
comments, you're gonna talk to me. If you say anything on
Want.
those, you're gonna talk to Josh. So you know, choose wisely.
Unfortunately.
But all right, cool. So yeah, I like this though. So yeah, I would definitely, if you guys like it, that's cool. Let us know because I'm down to do it again. So yeah, all right. Well,
All right.
I will see you.
Love you.
See you guys later. Goodbye.
Oh, it was never recording.
Oh fuck! Wait a minute. Let me actually check.
Oh, Jesus Christ.